Just said I'm happy to be home.
Yeah. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
אבל היית בסדר שם, כאילו, היה לך...
Yeah, everything was good, but it's still, it's a country at war, so it's difficult. Kurdistan has, besides just the front lines, they have 3 million refugees, from that whole region that are displaced, and it's mostly women and children, and it's, the humanitarian situation there it's in a huge crisis, and it's really ugly. You see the effects of the war on just the civilian population. It's hard to see. It's hard to look at. Yeah, I was in Iraq.
אז חזרת עכשיו מעיראק.
I came from Iraq about a week and a half ago. I was in Paris for about a week and a half, and still wasn't sure if I was coming back to Israel. I had all my gear with me, thinking about going back, because it's hard to leave. Like, it's hard to leave your friends behind. It's something that's on my mind constantly. Like I said earlier, I'm sitting at the Sheraton on the beach in Tel Aviv, and my friends are getting mortared at the front line in Nineveh, in Iraq. And
מתי עזבת את סוריה?
Syria I left in January.
אוקיי. לעיראק?
Yeah.
ומה הייתה? גם סיבה, כלומר, סיבות ביטחוניות כאלה ואחרות?
No, it was political. It was just their politics were different from mine, and it was difficult to listen to. I don't particularly like people blaming the U.S. and Israel for Daesh. It's something that I feel very strongly about. I know that those two governments are not the ones that are supporting and training and providing for Daesh. So.
אבל יש חשיבה כזאת.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that, sure. But that doesn't mean it's true, and it's very frustrating to listen to, and those are like the only two countries that I really care about, so it's hard for me. So I was in Iraq from January until now, and fighting with the Assyrian Christians right alongside the Peshmerga. Our front lines are 600 meters apart from each other, and it's the political situation is changing. With the Iranian involvement and them making forward advances, it's the dynamics are really changing, and I felt like it was time for me to leave.
מתכננת להישאר בישראל כרגע? אתה מתכננת לחזור בקרוב?
No, I'm here for now.
ומה תעשי עכשיו?
There's definitely plans in the works. Maybe switching to more of an activist role as opposed to being a frontline fighter. Raising awareness about the Kurdish cause and the minorities in Iraq, like the Christians and Yazidis, they're being persecuted. So.
אז את עוברת לתחום היותר, כלומר, של אקטיביזם, פחות, ואת יכולה לספר, לחזור קצת אחורה, מה גרם לך לעשות את מה שעשית, הדבר הייחודי הזה?
Right. It was, I think, in the summer, with everything that was happening, especially in the Sinjar area in Shengal, with women and children being sold into sex slavery and raped and mutilated and tortured, with like a cross shoved down their throat, or being persecuted just for their religion. And for me, that it just screamed genocide. And as Jews, we say never again as far as a Holocaust. A genocide, and I don't think there's any difference between Jews and anybody else. Like, never again means never again for anybody. You can't just sit by idly. Jewish people are supposed to be a light unto the nations, and we're supposed to lead by example. And for me, I felt really strongly about what was happening there, and felt that I could do something, and wanted to. And I wanted to contribute in any way that I could. And I knew that they had women fighters over there, and decided to join the ranks.